Blessed Virgin Mary alone is more powerful than Satan and all of his armies. It's a well-known fact among exorcists that whenever the Blessed Virgin Mary shows up, the case is over and the demons flee. In this video, I'm going to share with you a true story about how the Blessed Virgin Mary liberated a man from 15,000 demons. No matter who you are watching this, no matter what sins you've committed, I guarantee you, if you persevere in praying the rosary daily until death, you will be saved. Let's look at this story. This is absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorites. This comes from St. Louis de Montfort's book, The Secret of the Rosary. When St. Dominic was preaching the rosary near Cassone, an Albigensian was brought to him who was possessed by the devil. St. Dominic exorcised him in the presence of a great crowd of people. It appears that over 12,000 had come to hear him preach. The devils, who were in possession of this wretched man, were forced to answer St. Dominic's questions in spite of themselves. They said, 1. There were 15,000 of them in the body of this poor man, because he had attacked the 15 mysteries of the rosary. 2. They went on to testify that by preaching the rosary, he put fear and horror into the depths of hell, and that he was the man they hated most throughout the whole world because of the souls he snatched from them through devotion to the Holy Rosary. 3. They then revealed several other things. St. Dominic put his rosary around the Albigensian's neck and asked the devils to tell him who of all the saints in heaven was the one they feared the most, and who, therefore, should be the most loved and revered by men. At this, they let out such unearthly screams that most of the people fell to the ground, faint from fear. Then, using all their cunning, so as not to answer, the devils wept and wailed in such a pitiful way that many of the people wept also, out of purely natural pity. The devil spoke through the mouths of the Albigensian, pleading in a heart-rending voice, Dominic, Dominic, have mercy on us. We promise you that we will never hurt you. You have always had compassion for sinners and those in distress. Have pity on us, for we are in grievous straits. We are suffering so very much already. So why do you delight in heightening our pains? Can't you be satisfied with our suffering without adding to it? Have pity on us, have pity on us. St. Dominic was not one whit moved by the pathos of these wretched spirits, and told them that he would not let them alone until they had answered his question. Then they said they would only whisper the answer in such a way that only St. Dominic would be able to hear. The latter firmly insisted upon their answering clearly and out loud. Then the devils kept quiet and refused to say another word, completely disregarding St. Dominic's orders. So he knelt down and prayed thus to Our Lady, O all-powerful and wonderful Virgin Mary, I implore you, by the power of the most holy rosary, order these enemies of the human race to answer me. No sooner had he made this prayer than a glowing flame leapt out of the ears, nostrils, and mouth of the Albigensian. Everyone shook with fear, but the fire did not hurt anyone. Then the devils cried, Dominic, we beseech you, by the passion of Jesus Christ, and by the merits of his holy mother, and of all the saints, let us leave the body of this man without speaking further. For the angels will answer your question whenever you wish. After all, are we not liars? So why should you want to believe us? Please don't torture us any more. Have pity on us. Woe unto you, wretched spirits, who do not deserve to be heard. St. Dominic said, kneeling down, he prayed to Our Lady. O most worthy Mother of Wisdom, I am praying for the people assembled here, who have already learned how to say the angelic salutation properly. Please, I beg of you, force your enemies to proclaim the whole truth and nothing but the truth about this, here and now before the multitude. St. Dominic had hardly finished this prayer when he saw the Blessed Virgin near at hand.